Yes, boys and girls, back with another one. Sorry, it's been a while, but yeah, I've just had some stuff going on, but we're here, we're back now. Right, if you don't already know, today's title is pretty much giving it away. I've bought a new vehicle. Now, let me stop you there. It does have an engine, it does have a gearbox, it does drive. It's not like the last one, but just a little bit of background story into why I've bought this other vehicle. Well, as you saw from the last video that I made a month ago or so, we bought a Mark IV Roland Shell, fully caged. But I was trying to make a plan on what we're doing, how we're going to do it, and the route that we're going down with that, I realized, like, with the headache that I had getting that car to my garage, I thought transporting this vehicle about is going to be a bit difficult, like, especially with nothing to tow it. So obviously this new vehicle I've bought primarily as a tow vehicle. Like, at the moment I'm daily in it, but it's primarily a tow vehicle. So yeah, without further ado, let me show you around the car, and then yeah, we'll speak on it. So as you guys can see, I have bought myself a 2005 3-litre injection BMW X5. This is the code name E53. So obviously, for those of you that know your BMWs, obviously they come in codes. Obviously all the new BMWs are G series, you got your F series, and this is an E series. So yeah, I stated why obviously I've bought this beautiful beast. Is obviously we need a tow vehicle for the Mark IV R32. So yeah, I needed a tow vehicle. I needed something big, I needed something heavy. I was looking at a few different vehicles. So I was looking at X5s, X3s, I was even looking at the 4.5 V8 Porsche Cayenne, the Porsche Cayennes. I'm gonna be real. I would have gone and bought one of those. The only thing that put me off about them is the gearbox service. See, the gearbox service on those is about £800, and most of them that I've seen all needed it doing, and I was like, don't really want to be shelling out that amount of money just on the gearbox service when I could be putting that money to other things. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into the car, and let's go over the good points and the bad points, because there's many of both in it. So we're in the cabin, the good points and the bad points. So first of all, good point, it's ULEZ compliant. So that was one of the reasons why I had to go down this route with getting a 3-litre petrol X5 ULEZ. I live in London, inside the ULEZ zone, so trying to find an SUV that is ULEZ compliant is crazy. Like, I would have loved to had a pickup like within my price bracket with stuff like a 11-12 plate Ford Ranger, or a 10 to 13 plate Hilux, Toyota Hilux. But the problem with those is that they are all diesel and not ULEZ compliant, and I don't fancy paying £12.50 a day just to drive my vehicle. So that was a no-go. So that's one good aspect. Another good aspect, well, depends on the way you look at it. I bought an auto. I can't believe I'm actually saying this. I bought an automatic bro, like I'm a ride or die flipping petrol head, yeah. I've always said, like, do you know, all my cars will always be manual and so forth, but especially living in London, when you're sitting in traffic, manuals, that clutch work is not the one. So we've got an automatic gearbox, 5-speed. We do have an entertainment system. It works. I don't think the 6-disc CD changer works. It takes tape as well, but like, not being funny, with 2024, man, who's even got tapes laying about anymore? I probably did back in 04, but not in 24. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we've got that. What else have we got? Obviously we've got air conditioning, we've got electric seats, full leather seats. We've already got a tow bar with the actual plug-in for the light board on the trailer. What else have we got? Overall the interior is quite good, 4-wheel drive, and yeah, like it's torquey, and it's low mileage for the year. Obviously it's 2005, it's only got 130,000 miles on the clock, which isn't too sad. Pretty much all the buttons work, and yeah, like overall it's a nice car. But yeah, I'm gonna get into why I think this car is a bit of a lemon. Right, so first of all, the first thing that I noticed that I didn't notice when we went on the test drive. Speaking of which, when I went on the test drive, the car wasn't insured. So basically the owner of the vehicle at the time was just basically taking me around the car park, like just so that I could hear for any knocks, bangs or noises or anything untoward. Car had fresh MOT, full service history. Bear in mind the service history went up to about December of last year, so no work had been carried out on this car this year, which realistically in my head should have been a red flag because it passed the MOT with no flying colours. But we'll get onto that in a second. First issue I noticed, not until I was driving it, is the handbrake doesn't work at all. So you pull it up all the way, it does a bit of, it slows the car down slightly, but I can't see it stopping from rolling down the hill. But then the actual catches, the notches that hold the handbrake in place, don't allow it to stay in place, so it just like continuously just drops. What else did I notice? No leaks, no oil leaks, no water leaks. The engine's smooth, the gearbox is smooth. I've got a parking light out, so I need to change the parking bulb. That's minor. Needed a new rear tire on the back, because when I looked at it, I didn't look at it properly. I just saw tread and thought, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then going over it once I got home, I realized that in the middle was worn. So that was my first big major red flag, because I was like, hang on, why is it only worn in the middle of the tire? Why is it not worn smoothly? So I've had to replace the tire. Luckily enough, it's not that, considering the size, I actually got a tire pretty cheap. This on the back runs a 285 45 19s. So for all my people that know about tires, you know normally them tires expensive, but I managed to get a brand new one for £70 from Tyre Street, which I can't complain. Like, I think it's an Accelera brand. Like, I've heard of them. I know like quite a lot of people use them in drifting and stuff, but they do like daily, everyday tires. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I was happy to pay that price. As I said, this is a daily tow vehicle, so it's not like I need like Michelin Pilot Sports or anything like that. This ain't pushing mad power. It's only 230 brake, but it weighs 2.1 tons. So you do the math, ain't that quick. What else? So obviously, in towards of going on with that tire, obviously the drive home was a bit sketchy still. So up to about 40 mile an hour, this car drives fine, no knocks, no nothing. I jumped on the 406, which is an A road. I got up to about 50 mile an hour, and this is where I started to notice things. So you come on the power, and it's like you've got to kind of put on a slight bit of it's like the car's trying to pull left, so it's like you have to kind of put it a bit right as you're on the accelerator. You come off the accelerator, and it's like the car then pulls the opposite way, and it's like the arse end feels really loose. It kind of feels like it wants to overtake you. So Obviously I've had this car for about a week now, so while I've had it, I've been doing some digging around, and to be fair, most of it is all just, it's all suspension work. I've got to do quite a lot of suspension work on the rear, especially on the driver's side rear. So but most of it is, luckily enough, it's all just common issues that people have neglected. So far what I've realized I've got to replace, I've got to replace the handbrake. I need to do pads all round because they're not finished, but they're getting a bit low, and I'd rather just do them all in one hit, get them out of the way. What else? We've got to do the rear subframe bushes, because these are, they're done. They are done out. Like, that's where all the movement in the rear end is coming from. It's coming from those bushes, which is a common issue which I've looked up. So I'm going to do what most people do and just replace the OEM bushes for some poly bush, so polyurethane bushes rather than rubber bushes. Because if I do the rubber bushes, again, probably a couple years down the line, they're going to need to be replaced because BMW OEM bushes are rubbish. So we're going to go with the polythene ones, and I shouldn't have to ever touch those again. This model is an airbag model. I was hoping it would be on springs and shocks like a normal car, but this actually runs an airbag system. So what I've noticed is that on the driver's side rear, that same corner I was on about, the bag has collapsed. So it's like you can hit when you're driving when like you start up, you can hear like a hissing noise. So I reckon there's a hole in the diaphragm on the actual bag, so I need to replace that bag. But obviously with things like this, if you're going to do one side, you might as well do both sides. So I need to replace both bags on the rear of the car. I've also got to replace the bushes on the rear driver side lower arm because they're a bit shot. So it's mainly just bush work, and then it's like while I'm there as well, I want to replace the shock absorbers in the rear just to cover all bases. Wheel bearing's fine, everything else is fine. Anything else I can think of? Obviously I didn't get the heated seat option, which I kind of really wanted a car with heated seats because I've never had a car with heated seats, but hey ho, what can you do? I didn't get the electric mirrors and I didn't get the sunroof, so it is what it is. But yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So now that we've covered the car, let's take a drive in it. Another con I would like to add, if you are thinking about buying one of these vehicles, one of these X5s, preferably 3-litre petrol model, just to give you a heads up, this thing is atrocious on fuel. When I mean atrocious, like, well, to be fair, if you do a lot of motorway mileage, it's not that bad at all. Like, you'll probably average between, I'd say, 32 to 38 mpg, all depending on what speed you're sitting at. But if you're doing like driving around residentials like 20-30 miles an hour up and down through the gears, don't bother. Like, if fuel's a problem for you, don't bother, because mate, I'll be getting anywhere averaging as low as 11, 12 up to about 19 mpg. On a whole, I average between like motorway and rural driving. At the moment, I'm getting about 23, 24 mpg, which is trash. So it's probably on par with the GTI when it was over fueling like mad. And yeah, like that can't compare to it. But obviously, what you do have to take into account, one, it's a big 3-litre 6-cylinder. 2, the car does weigh about 2.1 tons. So I'm curious to see what this is going to be like towing also with the extra weight on the back. But yeah, that's something that I'll do another video later on down the line. Right, let's go for a drive. So first of all, steering, lovely. Power steering's good, no whines or anything like that, can't complain. Very smooth, engine smooth. gearbox is nice, but then I don't know if you'll hear it on camera. Oh no, it didn't rattle. It's like I said, it only really makes proper noise on the back until like you're up to some speed. Like you get a slight shudder, but other than that, can't complain. Like, I'm probably gonna have to spend about 500, yeah, about 500, maybe a bit more to make this nice, not including a nice Apple CarPlay system, because yeah, like I said, that stereo system is so outdated. But on the whole, man, it's a nice place to be. These seats are well comfortable, got a good view of the road, and yeah, like anything below 40 at the moment is it's actually quite nice to drive. But yeah, so that's pretty much this car in a nutshell. Not really too much to say about it, because one, it's not really a performance car or anything like that. It's not like I'm doing 0 to 60s or anything like that. It's mainly just a daily driver that can tow. So, but anyway, in this final segment, I just want to obviously just let you guys know what's going on in regards to the R32. So I'm gonna be honest, since I bought that thing, it's been in the garage. I haven't touched it. I've just had so much going on at the moment, like in regards to like work events and just like home family life. I haven't had the time to do anything, but we're gonna get cracking. So oh, someone just wanted to pull out on me. The brakes are good, like I said, even though they're low, they're good. What was I saying? So yeah, in regards to the 32, so I haven't done anything on it just as yet, but in the next couple of days I'm going to be going down to the unit and we're going to be doing the first video of us actually working on it. So what that's going to entail is, obviously on that shell there is still a load of stuff on that car that I need to take off that we're not going to be using. So I want to try in the next video, I'm gonna try and get as much of it off as possible, so that we can get ready, because as soon as we've got all the unnecessary stuff off the car, the next step for that is I will be sending the car off to be getting undersealed. So they'll probably be away for a couple of weeks, but in that time we've actually got ourselves another garage. We have got ourselves another garage, and we will be putting the GTI in that garage and we will be stripping that down. So yeah, we're going to be doing lots of videos on that. So obviously for all these for all my Mark IV guys, my 1.8 turbo guys, if you don't know how to pull an engine from your 1.8 turbo, you're going to find out in those videos. So yeah, we've got stuff coming up. We are back on the ball, guys, and I'm not going to commit and say, oh yeah, I'm going to put out a video every week like I normally do, because it all just comes down to time and obviously if I've got the content. So yeah, like I said, at the end of the month, because we're in the middle of September right now, at the end of the month GTI is getting stripped. Hopefully around then we'll be sending off the R32 to get the underseal done. Oh, and also we'll be having videos coming up on the X5. So the first thing I'll be doing will be the subframe bushes. So yeah, in probably not the next video, but the video after, we're gonna start getting cracking on this X5. But yeah, guys, I'm now at my destination of home, and yeah, I'll hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, I hope you guys have a blessed weekend, and we'll speak soon. Peace.